Well, hi there, YouTube. Just like to make this video update. Um, a friend contacted me from Africa and is telling me basically that the Chinese are basically flexing their muscles around different parts of these nations, doing various illegal trades. Illegal gold mining is one of these illegal trades that take place by the Chinese. And of course is this very weakened New Age culture which puts money above everything. There's one thing that the Chinese don't lack, and that's money. And they're able to pay off police and basically, I guess, loan some of these African nations money. We talk about the Illuminati doing that, we talk about the bankers, as we know, doing that, and they have done that in the past. But we're seeing now the Chinese empire really flexing its muscles now. And nations going into debt to the Chinese so that they can extract the minerals, gold, diamonds, even drugs, and export it into their nation, into Asia. So I believe the Chinese empire now is really starting to flex its muscles. Basically, they have a lot of arms with them, and apparently that a lot of Ghanaians, a lot of other Africans in different nations are just being machine gunned. They're just being shot, and the police are finding it hard to contain them. This is something that's not seen so much in the news, because I believe the authorities and the governments are quite embarrassed that they can't actually contain the Chinese at this moment. Obviously, we've heard about the Muslims killing Christians in Nigeria, and obviously the things that are happening in North Africa and Egypt. Also, I think Ethiopia doesn't get very much coverage. That government used to be Christian, but now is almost fully taken over by Muslims, and we know that half of one of the other African nations around there has been taken over by the Muslims. But this is a side issue. We're talking about the Chinese empire, and I guess how they're coming together, how they're working with these other nations, what we call in Scripture the Gentiles. The Gentile nations will one day come against Israel as one. We know that. So really, the spirit of Antichrist is stirring in the nations now. I received a vision several years ago, and I used to have a prayer meeting with my friend Jerome, who at that time I know was struggling with a lot of faith issues. But I received a vision one morning, and it was of an angel, and we had been praying, but this angel hadn't yet come into a form that we recognise here. So it was almost like it was kind of frozen in its angelic form, but it was speaking a message. It told me that it showed me a picture of the sea, that the seas were becoming more rough, and within maybe a few years, 10 years, there would be massive storms and even tidal waves. Well, that's a double thing. It's in the spiritual it's talking about the Gentile nations, but in the physical it's actually talking about the seas itself. There is a physical fulfillment, I believe, of this vision, and it's written about in Scripture. There is a saying in the occult that it's as above, so below, but I don't believe that. I think that that's basically occult knowledge. I really think as what's happening in the spiritual world, that's what is happening in the physical world. There's a lot of instances about that in Scripture, in the Bible, because Israel spiritually rebelled against God. They let the destroyer into their life. They let basically Satan come and destroy all knowledge of God, the Ten Commandments. So it meant that God would overcome the Israelites like a flood, and use another nation to possess the land. And God did that. And also the Lord has used actual tsunamis in the past, as I explained in previous videos. The Lord has done this. So that's all I want to say this morning. There are literally, I think, I would say at least hundreds and hundreds of people that are being killed by the Chinese, especially in the gold-rich nations of Africa. So something to think about this morning. I know that the saints have been having dreams about the Chinese, and so just thought I would make this video. Thanks for listening.